What's up, guys? Just kind of want to hop on here and let you guys in like one of my secrets that's helped me go from like where I was at back then to now the next level, and how I'm still using the same mindset today to help me go to the next level afterwards. So as you guys may know, back then I was recruited by Marion University to play baseball, and even before that I had gotten training from this facility, or I guess it's academy, called Combine Academy. They're well known. They give out like incredible training. I was able to go from like 100 and what was it, like I went in there like at 178 pounds. I left there at like 205 pounds. It was incredible. I had learned so much. They taught me about lifting. It taught me about dieting, eating and dieting is the same thing. Disciplines, habits, like tracking. They taught me so much. That's honestly helped me a lot later on when it comes to like coaching clients and whatnot. But obviously that sort of training is not free, you know what I mean? So it wasn't the start, but it's many of the issues that I found in my life was that a lot of things were given to me. Now obviously this training wasn't free. My father had to pay for it, and I'm also thankful for that. Now the cool thing was that I came in with I basically trained for an entire year. So after high school I went to Combine, trained for an entire year, you can call that a gap year, and then I went to college. So I had an entire year to focus on baseball. In high school I didn't have any offers. I left there I think with like 40 plus offers, and then I was recruited by Marion University. And as you guys may know, spoiler alert, I dropped out of college. But why did I drop out of college when I had a lot of things given to me? I want you guys to understand that I didn't grow up in like the projects. I didn't grow up in like a trailer park home. I grew up in mainly apartments, and then after like 10 years of just living in that, we've been living in a house from that by the grace of God. But I've always had like food to eat. I've always been, a very blessed kid. And with that, a lot of things have been just given to me. It's been very easy. And for example, the college that I went to, I didn't have to pay for the actual dorms because my house was only 30 minutes away, my parents' house. Not only that, I essentially had a full ride scholarship. Out of pocket, I maybe had to pay $3 or $4 grand. I had a car. I didn't have to struggle to get a car and to negotiate with people. My father just gave me a car. Never had to work ever. Even going through college, I didn't have to work. I had food that I could eat at college, and then all my stuff was already paid for from my college. So it was I was chilling, and everything was easy. You know what I mean? There wasn't anything hard about it. Not only that, but it's I had an easy path to say, you know what? I wasted 4 years of my life, but now I can get serious. Because how many of us know friends of ours that go to college, party and drink, smoke, alcohol, drugs for 4 years, then they're like, oh, you know what? Now I'm gonna get my life in the places that I wanted to get that. And if you guys know what a business major is as well, it's very easy compared to a nursing degree, a doctor's, and a lawyer, engineer. It's I could skip all my classes. I could not go. Dude, my life was so easy. So easy. I even had this girlfriend where even though we were on and off, it was fun seeing her, and it was fun having our little thing that we had, and going on dates and buying her stuff. And I had all these things going on, and even with that, something fell off. Why is everything so easy? Why is everything handed to me? Why am I not struggling? Yeah, I'm, you can say, working towards my baseball dreams, my goals, and it's yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard lifting weights with the teammates. Sometimes it's hard, practicing, and you can't really do a certain pitch that you want to, but it's that's not really struggle, you know what I mean? And something always fell off. And I couldn't really pinpoint what it was, but I just kept going through my day. And it felt like, even though there was things that like I had to do, like I had to do homework, I had to be at a class at a certain part, I had to learn this certain pitch for my baseball team, and I had all these things to do. It was like, it was almost meaningless, because I was like, why am I learning about theology when my major has to do with business? Like, none of that stuff really like makes sense. Why do I have to learn, like, I don't know, like history, when I want to, be a business owner, or I have a business degree? And small things like that I started to like think about. And but then again, I just went to school, I went to my classes, my teammates, I would go visit my girlfriend, but it was like something deep down inside me felt like something is just weird, bro. Like, why is everything so easy? Why is everything just so comfortable? Why is there like just no struggle? Like, when something just feels like it's just too good to be true, you're gonna question yourself. At least me. And I question myself like all the time. Like, why is just everything given to me? Like, why is this so easy? And as I got further into the school, I was like, well, obviously, like, I don't really like school, but then I'm fine, just going to my classes. And then I had gotten to a point where I was like, my elbow isn't really getting better. I need to change, or sorry, I don't need to change, but it's like my elbow's not getting better. The only reason I went to school was to play baseball. All my teammates party. I don't really like throwing. I don't really like playing the sport anymore. So why am I even going to practices? But I still ended up going. I started questioning, like, why am I sticking up with my girlfriend when deep down I know, like, there's a lot of things about her that I don't like, but I can't bring myself to, me just bring it up to her and be like, hey, like, can you not do that? Why am I essentially living a life that's not mine? It was almost like the real me was like way deep inside me, and then like I'm just like seeing this other person live my life, and it was just this constant just like spiral of just like doing every single thing that everybody wanted me to do. Everybody wanted me to go to college and play baseball, and then be with that girl, and you're gonna get a job, you're gonna get a family, it's gonna be great, and just take some time off and party and drink and relax. Like, it's not that deep, bro. You're young, go have fun. Like, it's okay, you can figure out your life later. And I was like, slowly I started to like freak out. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Real talk, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in a place where I don't want to be at. There was like a switch in my mind. It wasn't instant, but it was like slowly creeping up. And the more times I found myself doing things that I didn't want to do, the more times I was putting up with shit that I didn't want to do, the more times I was honestly not living up to my potential, the more that fire just kept kindling and kindling and kindling. And it was like more gasoline in the fire, and it was just getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Till one day I just decided, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this life. I'm not gonna put up with this life anymore. I'm not gonna do it. I'm sick and tired of living the life that everybody wants me to live, of living for other people, their choices, what they want me to do. Fuck all that. This life is mine to live. It's my decisions. I have to put myself first. And it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. It took me months to drop out. Months. I kept watching TED Talks about college students who went to school. TED Talks about college students who play sports in school. I started to read articles about what it was like, or what it was like to drop out of college, like your probability of being successful. I started to do so much fucking research. I used to pray to God. I would cry. I would ask him, like, just give me like a sign, or like what I should do. And it felt like that sign just like came, but it felt like the longest fucking time. And I would just live this life, and I was just like anxiously waiting. Like I would just be in classroom, like just tell me, like I want something else. I want something else. I don't want this life. I've never fought for anything in my life up to that point. Yes, I was the bully kid. Then I got better. I really liked that. Loved that. I was the high schooler that didn't get any sort of offers. Now I get offers. I really like that. To go from small instances in my life where there's purpose to now it's like, oh, it's all easy. I was like, fuck that. I can't do that. So after months and months and months of just overthinking, looking, reading, I finally decided, like, I'm gonna drop out. I'm going to drop out. I'm not gonna go to school anymore. I'm not gonna play baseball. I gotta break up with this girlfriend. I have to do what, I just have to do something different. Like, I didn't have a set plan. I didn't have a backup plan. My plan A for the longest time was play baseball. I didn't have anything. But I just decided deep down inside of me, there has to be another life. There has to be something else to life. And that led me to like one of the loneliest times in my life, bro. I was lonely. You don't understand, bro. When the last 6 to 8 years of your life, all you've done is preach and talked about a baseball career, how you're gonna be the first college graduate, how you're gonna make your family proud, how, like, when you have such a name to live up to and you don't, everybody turned their heads. My parents did, my friends did, people that, like, my family did as well. People who I thought would always have my back would talk bad about me. And it's like, I went through like such a deep, like, depressed time. I had nobody. I was alone. Literally, like, alone. And for a while, like, I didn't do much. You know what I mean? But, and you know what? I was gonna say something else, but it's like, no, like, I was dead ass kind of like regretting dropping out at some points. I was like, bro, like, was this even worth it? Like, yeah, I dropped out. I'm finally, free, but it's like, what now? Now I have to, find a job, do interviews, and that's kind of weird. And I gotta have a good resume. And up to this point, I haven't had a job. I haven't even finished school. Like, I'm going into all this with zero, nothing. That shit was scary. But it was through that I found myself. I found what I really like. I love the sport of baseball, but I love working out way more. Sorry, my phone cut off, but essentially through this alone time I was able to find myself, what I really enjoy, what I really like to do. And again, like, it was alone. I didn't have any friends. Yeah, like, I had a few people that were like coming in and out, but nobody really stuck around. Just like these friends that I had. And what I realized was I really didn't need none of those friends. What I really needed is like a good friend, which I have now, Trey. Trey has been able to really help me out. It's like, in a lot of the areas that I lack, he has been there to kind of like help me reshape those ways. In a lot of ways, like, I needed to just kind of struggle for my own thing. It sounds weird to say, but it makes me way more appreciative of like the work that I actually do and the things that I get, to where it's not like, yeah, like, I'm busting my ass working, but I'm also doing it for other people. Helping me only helps other people out. And the big shift in all of this was when I decided that my situation was way worse than it actually was. Because I could have comfortably said, let me spend 4 years here, have fun, then afterwards I'll figure it out. I said, no, fuck that. My situation is bad. If I don't change, I'm gonna be an autopilot NPC. If I don't change, I'm never gonna have the actual woman that respects me. If I don't change, I'm never gonna have the body that I want. If I do not change, I'm never going to achieve my potential, my dreams, my actual goals, my actual vision. I will never be able to do the things that I want if I do not change. I repeatedly said that every single day. In my mind, with affirmations in the mirror, like I would just repeatedly tell myself in how ways my situation is bad. And I just kept saying that. It is fucking, it sounds psychotic, sounds crazy. It sounds like I should, not do this. But like I said, it sounds like I shouldn't say this, but it's true, bro. Like, I just always said that my situation is bad. If I don't change it, it's only getting worse. And this is the same mindset that I'm using it now with my job. I could comfortably say in the same way, I'm gonna chill here in my job. I'm gonna wait a couple years. I'm gonna be promoted to a manager. I'm gonna make more money. Then I'm gonna have more time off. And it's like, no, bro, fuck that. If I stay in this job, I'll never be able to impact the lives that I want to impact. If I don't change this job, I'll never be able to retire my parents. If I don't change this job, I won't ever have the freedom that I want. This is what this is all about. Like, building a mindset is to build the life that you want. But it has to start up here. If I just said like everything was cool, I would have just stayed chill. I would, whatever. Like, it's just cool. I said, no, fuck that. I'm not the man that I'm supposed to be. I'm not the fucking, boyfriend and future husband that I'm supposed to be. I'm nowhere near the son, the brother. Like, there is so much that I'm not currently. And if I stay in my situation and just accept my fate, nothing is going to change. I still have the same mindset nowadays. If I don't do something about my current situation, something terribly wrong is going to happen. That is what I say to myself whenever I need a change. And it's always panned out great for me. Always. Yeah, afterwards you're going to go through a part of your life where God is going to challenge you heavily. In whatever ways you fall short the hardest, that is where I think you're going to be hit the hardest as well. I never wanted to feel alone. That was the loneliest I'd ever been. Because I felt I had so many people next to me, it felt like I could just, lean back on them. I've never had to lean back on myself. And then when I did that, it only made me realize that I only have myself. But after a while, I realized that, like, you and the group around you can become great at something. With that being said, guys, this mindset is powerful. It's deadly. Adopt it. Use it however way you want to. But again, this is just to help you guys out. Because it pains me that I regretted not making a change sooner. I'm sorry, I don't regret anything, but I now understand that I could have made a change with myself a whole lot sooner. And it's not easy. It's fucking difficult. You're going to want to wish you had never done it. You're going to wish you had, waited a bit longer. You're going to give yourself all the excuses not to do it. I say give yourself the excuses to do it. And that's what I did. My situation was fine, was comfortable. I made it really fucking bad so I could change. Thank you guys for watching.